Have you been looking for an oud fragrance that's gonna knock your socks off, but maybe you're a little bit afraid of oud, maybe it's a little bit too strong for you? I have found the perfect oud fragrance, what I call an intermediate oud. Not too light, not too strong, kind of like Goldilocks, just right. Find out what it is coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to JoelTheNose, and back in my little home office here doing a video. And today's video is about a new fragrance that I just discovered at Therapia Bioroma, the local artisanal French perfumery, as many of you know, run by the perfumer and the owner Irene, who is originally from Paris, trained in Grasse, France as a perfumer, and has been in Miami for about 10 years now, and has this amazing little shop. She has a few little outposts in Miami, little stores, but her main facility is kind of south of Miami by about 30 miles near Homestead in this little artisanal village called Colley Square. But I digress. This perfume that I'm going to tell you about today is just truly magical to me. Every time I go there, I find a new perfume. Just when I think I found everything, and I pretty much go once a week to explore what she's doing, and she's always tinkering like a true artist. She's tinkering, exploring, coming up with new fragrances. I mean, she probably has, if you go to her store in person, because I don't think everything is available online, but if you go to her store in person, she's got over 50 or 60 different fragrances that you can try out. But without further ado, the one I'm going to introduce you to today is called Place Vandom. Place Vandom. I'm sure I'm completely butchering the pronunciation for all my French speakers. This is, inspired by a location in Paris, a famous area in Paris. This fragrance is interestingly because it's gone through a transition. It originally started as a different smell, and she, again, as a true artist, Irene was not happy with how the original fragrance was how it came out. And she is a perfectionist. And it's one of the things I've learned from her as I've studied and started to study perfume making and perfumery myself, is just that constant desire. It's like an artist with a painting or a song where you just want to get it right. And the skill is knowing when it's right. And she has done it here with Place Vendôme. This is a fragrance that has, again, if you like oud, or if you're just getting into oud, this is what I would consider one of the best intermediate oud fragrances that you can get. It is, I talk about ouds as almost three classifications. There's kind of what I call the beginner oud, which is, think of something like Oud for Greatness. Great fragrance from Initio, but the oud is in there more as an agent to help blend and bring out the other elements of that fragrance, and you don't really smell it. The oud is not really detectable so much to your nose. Then you have other ouds. For example, there's new, like Amouage does incredibly well, and their new series just came out, which has extremely strong ouds. Think of Ramon Manigal, has some amazing strong ouds. Serjov does a lot of great houses. Very strong Middle Eastern ouds that are probably a little bit overpowering for most people from the West who have never really smelled them. This is what I consider good intermediate oud. It's for the person who likes oud, who likes the smell of oud, but doesn't like that kind of stinky, necessarily pungent oud. I say stinky in the word because it's just an easy description, but that really kind of pungent, strong, penetrating oud, that is not this. This is going to give you some oud. It's going to smell more than, say, an Oud for Greatness, but it's not going to overpower you in case you are worried about that overly strong oud smell. What's great about this is it also has three types of roses. She blends a white rose, a yellow rose, and a red rose from Grasse. And so it's Such a unique smell. It's also got some tonka bean in there, which gives it a little bit of a sweeter, almost vanilla-like smell to this, which I think is going to give it a good universal appeal. It's got freesia, which is another white flower, or it's a white flower. So you have white rose and you have a freesia, which is a white flower. And then she adds all of the oud at the base and with just a tiny touch of patchouli. She puts the patchouli in there, and she was describing this to me as only a few drops. So again, you may not really detect it, but it's there to help bring out the other notes and to really let them shine in this fragrance, like the oud, the tonka, the roses that are so perfectly blended. And I'm just going to put it on my hand here and just give you a quick smell. Oh boy, this is, some people may consider this a classic French perfume. And if you like that genre of classic French perfumery, but something that has been updated for modern times, and that's kind of what Irene was telling me she was doing. This fragrance, before she updated it, was a little bit, probably, you know, if you love classic French perfumery, you would have loved it. If you like something a little bit more modern, that's what she's done now. She's brought this into the 2020s, and I love what she's done. This is going to be one of my favorite fragrances that I wear all the time. I cannot recommend it enough. I'm going to put the link down to her website so you guys can go check her out. A lot of you already have and have given her a lot of support, and that's awesome. I love supporting local and supporting local artisans like Irene. Just so you don't know, these 30 ml bottles, you can also get 100 ml. 30 ml bottle is $15. You heard me right, $15 US. It's a steal. For 100 milliliters, it's $25. So, I mean, you just got to pick up a bunch of them because it's so cheap, and yet you're getting high quality, just top of the line ingredients, handcrafted by an artisan locally here in Miami who is trained in France. There you have it, Place Vandom. Again, I may be butchering the pronunciation, but one thing I'm not butchering is the description and the smell, because this is a true gem that you need to try out. Cannot recommend it enough. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon with another video as always, and I really appreciate your support. Peace, love, and perfume.